Hello and welcome to the Windup Watch Fair, New York City 2022. My name is Blake Bettner, the managing editor of Worn and Wound. Today I'm thrilled to be joined by Mr. Jupp Philipp of Fortis.
Yes.
Jupp, thank you so much for being a part of Windup Watch Fair. We appreciate having you here.
Thanks for inviting us. I love it.
So you have some really cool new watches here that I want to talk about. A Marine Master, and you got the Stratoliner, a very unique chronograph here. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the Stratoliner?
We can start with
Let's start with the Stratoliner.
It's more the
you have another one of the colorways on your wrist.
Yes, I have.
It's
a special edition.
This is a special edition. This dial that I have here, this is so unique. It almost looks like a prototype dial. It's very modern. It's very forward. Where did this design language come from?
The idea behind this dial was to have a really flat dial, just with a little bit space dust on it.
Okay.
And just with the function of the dial of this, what you see, the Luminova inside this watch is the function. And this is all the watch is about. This is not just a normal watch you can buy and just put it on your wrist and show it, see the time. This was specially made for a friend of us who will be one of the space travelers for the future.
Sure.
So he will go up to space just for a 3-hour trip. And we made this watch just for him, though. That's why this comes this unique design, because of the function. The function is unique, so nobody did this before, just to measure his time traveling to space for 3 hours, coming home and have a drink.
And and I see these special markings here on the dial to account for this time.
Yes.
Here on the hour totalizer, the first 3 hours, and I assume under black light, this lights up this glow.
Under black light. I have not my UV lamp now here with me. I forgot it. Sorry.
We'll insert some footage of this here. So, it adds a really beautiful effect here, and especially the first 30 seconds of the timing seconds hand, and the first 30 minutes of the minute totalizer also have these features. Comes together really beautifully, and there's no borders on anything, so it's really defined by these shapes.
It's really just clear and nothing else. And did you understand the function of the dial? This half-face design?
The first 30 seconds and the first 30 minutes. Tell me about that.
It's because of the whole trip of our friend. It started with the mothership carrying a spaceship up to 15 kilometers. And this is the first step of the journey. And then the second step starts when the spaceship is unlocked from the mothership. And it starts and going to space. And then they have microgravity. And the first step is 90 minutes they need from the airport to 15 kilometers. And this is what you can measure on the hour counter of the chronograph at 6 o'clock. So you have 30, 60, 90 minutes. That's the part. Then they stop, reset, and then when the spaceship is unlocked, the engine starts, and then they go from 15 to 100 kilometers in 90 seconds. And for this you need the outer line. So you have 30, 60, 90 seconds, and you're in space. And then you stop, reset, and then you have up to 15 minutes microgravity. For this you have the minute counter on 12 o'clock, so you have these 15 minutes.
Okay.
And that's all the watch is about.
Incredible. This is so very purpose-driven design here. You mentioned space a few times. I know these watches have already been tested.
Yes,
kind of in space. Not quite the 15 kilometers, which is a little over 9 miles for you American folks, and myself included. So what has the testing process and regimen been like for this watch?
Yeah, as you know, we are space brand since many decades now, so we have been official supplier of cosmonauts since the last 30 years. And of course we will keep this space story, and we're now official partner of the Swedish Space Corporation.
That's right.
And they have the biggest launch area for rockets in Europe, and they do all the testings and development for ESA and all the European space agencies. And we are the official partner, and we have tested this movement. This is a completely new development from us with Jupp Philipp together. It's a column wheel chronograph, chronometer, especially regulation system, so it's a micro screw regulation and not the standard which you know from the ITER movements or anything else. A special bridge, just it's more robust, it's better for vibrations what you have on a rocket when you start. You will not need it in your private time, but if you go mountain biking, you will need it.
Okay, excellent.
So, and a 60-hour power reserve, and it's a really high, robust chronograph movement, which is now developed between La Juperie and us. And this is the first watch where we use this kind of movement, and it's tested in stratosphere. So we had this helium balloon. Maybe you had seen it on YouTube.
Yes, there's a great video
So
of this.
check
We'll
out
link it down below.
Yeah, check out our YouTube channel. You can watch the movie. And there was a really test up there because you cannot only test watches in your laboratory. You have to do it in the practice.
So was there any key learnings or takeaways from this first test?
Yeah, everything worked.
Everything worked. There you go. Just like a glove. So
we had a testing about what was called different kind of oils, something like that, because of the temperatures. But at the end, it was everything like we expected.
Okay, and it didn't deviate from its timing accuracy or anything like that?
Yeah, everything was perfect. And we will have a rocket test in 4 weeks.
There will be a rocket test in 4 weeks.
So last year we tested the movement. We had special cases for this testing because it was a helium balloon. And now we are inside a rocket, and we will go to space for a 50 minutes flight. So after 50 minutes we are back on Earth.
Okay.
And we have 7 minutes microgravity. And we are part of a completely rocket testing, so we are not the only one on this rocket, so we are just a small part, experiment. And we will have the whole Stratoliner in a special edition on this rocket and do microgravity tests.
Oh, that's amazing. I love where your head is at here. I know you've made some watches for Mars missions, the Amadi watches, so your head's clearly kind of in.
Yeah, we want to be on Mars.
You want to be on Mars.
Maybe the first Mars watch, but I don't know if.
That would be great. Imagine that.
We will see what will happen.
So this is the Stratoliner. This comes in a few different colorways.
It's coming 3 different standard versions. And then we have the special edition of we call it Blue Japan.
Okay.
And we have a special partner and a special market in Japan, and they love blue, and so we do always the Japanese edition. And it's just called Blue Japan because of the second time. I don't know if you have recognized this, because we have this red in the middle, the white on the outside.
Okay.
And if it would spinning really fast, it will never do. But then you will see the Japanese flag. And that's why we call it Blue Japan.
All right. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. But
I hope so.
But I hadn't noticed that. Yes, the second hand has just that.
Yeah. Normally it's blue.
The base is red.
Yeah, but the base is red and the outside is white luminova.
Got it. Beautiful. So this is the other end of the spectrum, away from space, coming back down to Earth, and maybe even below the surface here. This is the Marine Master.
Yeah.
So this is a relatively new design from the brand, if I understand correctly. What was the inspiration here?
The idea was, first of all, the people know us because we are doing pilot watches and astronaut watches for the professionals. This is what we are known about for the last 30, 40 years. But nobody knows that Fortis is producing since 70 years diving watches.
That's right. Yeah.
So for us, it was always the name Marine Master. Yes, there is another brand with the same name, but there is an agreement between both brands.
Okay.
So we can use this name.
Okay.
But at the end, it's 70 years old. For us, it was clear. The people like diving watches. I love diving watches, and that's why we have to have a diving collection. But we started with the point, okay, let's do the most professional diving watch because we are a tool watch brand. We do tool watches.
Sure.
But then we start asking, like we did on the Flieger, we talked to pilots. On the space watches, we talk to astronauts. And on the diving watches, you start talking to the people, and then you recognize, hey, nobody's diving.
It tends to be a problem with those of us that like dive watches and tool watches, you know.
You buy a diving watch because you go to holiday. You're sitting at the pool, sitting at the bar, have a drink, have a great time. You're going outdoor, you're going hiking, climbing, skiing, whatever you do outside. It's outside sport.
It's just a tool watch.
It's just a tool watch. And then we start, okay, let's do a diving watch, but you want to have this holiday feeling. And that's why we have colors.
Okay.
At the end, it's the best watch to sit at the pool bar.
This is for the pool bar. Okay, I like that.
But it is still 500 meter water resistant. It has
okay, so it's perfectly capable of. Okay.
That's what you.
Way beyond I'm capable of. Okay.
But I call it outdoor sport watch. But it doesn't sound sexy. So
outdoor sport. Well, but that's the reality.
And the people want to hear diving watch. Okay, but it's 500 meters. It has a chronometer, manufacture movement done from Tennessee for us.
Sure.
It has also a lot of luminova, so for readability, it's the best you can get on the market. It's really high indexes, extra high with a lot of luminova inside, so we have the best gluing effect by night. And we have a special patent on the bezel. So normally you have a one directional bezel on the diving watch, which I personally hate.
You don't? Okay, no good on the unidirectional. Okay.
I hate it, and I want the unidirectional. But for diving, of course, you have to fix it. So that's why we have our own patent on fixing the bezel. So you can push and turn it, and then you can turn it in both directions. It's a ceramic ball system inside, and then you can push, turn, and then it's fixed again.
Yeah, I love it. It's a really easy to use system too, which I certainly appreciate. And as you said, colorful. It comes in more colors than orange.
It comes in more colors. It's coming in green and blue. We have a gold edition, and then the black raisin edition. So it's coming more colors and colors. And what I forgot, what the clients normally don't see, we don't use normal gaskets. We have developed our own FKM gaskets, which is more oil and saltwater resistant. And for this we can give a 5 years warranty, because the gaskets are really, normally you have to change the gaskets every 2 years.
Yeah.
And for this one, no.
Okay. So maintaining that 500 meters depth is...
Yes.
Well, it's a beautiful watch. It's really playful and obviously just as capable underwater as it will be practical out in the woods hiking,
yes.
Of course.
Use it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. Well, really exciting, beautiful watches from Fortis. Thank you for bringing these to the show. Where can people find out more on these watches and about Fortis as well?
Yeah, you can visit our website, of course, and of course we have now a new partner. We have, of course, Windup. You can go to Windup website, and of course we have now the new partner. It's Camera West in California, in Walnut Creek. And there you can have a touch and feel, of course. They have the whole collection. And of course we have the Leica stores in San Francisco and Los Angeles, where you can also visit and have a touch and feel, explaining of the watches. Yeah,
beautiful. So Camera West, Walnut Creek. So anyone in the Bay Area, it's about a 20-minute drive to the east from San Francisco.
Yes.
Go visit it. It's actually, there is a BART stop in Walnut Creek as well. So you can even train out there and it's easy to get to. So thank you, Jupp, for taking the time to show us your watches. They look beautiful. Really excited to see what happens with the Stratoliner. 15 kilometers.
It was me a pleasure.
We'll be in attention. Thank you, Jupp. All right, until next time, take care.